I've been privileged to have witnessed some of nature's greatest wildlife spectacles, and today on Wildlife Wednesday, I'd like to discuss one of them, starling murmurations. How you doing, folks? Welcome again to Wildlife Wednesday. If you Google greatest wildlife spectacle or top 10 wildlife events, or some such similar phrase, you'll more than likely come up with the same answer no matter what the source. Possibly with minor differences, but overall the answers will vary very little regardless of where they come from. I recently tried this exercise and the results I came up with gave me some very interesting listings, and all included two spectacles which I have had personal experience of. In what way personal, you might ask? Well, from the list of 10 I chose to use for this exercise, there are two which I have witnessed firsthand, and both of these on more than one occasion. So for today, I'll talk about the first great spectacle on this list, starling murmurations, which I have been privileged to witness on four separate occasions. The first time was about 10 years ago in County Louth. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, my vantage point was about a quarter of a mile from this amazing spectacle. I say amazing because for anyone who has ever seen a murmuration, they will probably agree with me that amazing is more than likely the most appropriate word to use to describe this great spectacle of nature. Unfortunately, the murmuration never came any closer than that quarter of a mile. My second experience of a murmuration a few years later was unfortunately a brief one. I was driving home from Wexford to Dublin, and in the distance I could see a murmuration over some fields to the north of me. But unfortunately, due to the fact that I was driving on a motorway, there was nowhere suitable to pull in and observe it, so I just had a brief view as I drove. A few more years passed before I got to experience my next murmuration, but this time the experience was spectacular. It was February 2019, and reports were appearing daily on TV, online, and in the newspapers of nightly murmurations in Nobber, County Meath. So I decided to drive to Nobber, which is about 80 kilometres or 50 miles from my home in Tala, in the hope that I might get to see what all the fuss was about. I was not disappointed. A small crowd of about 30 people had gathered by the roadside near the village in anticipation of what they hoped was about to happen. Some had come from even further afield than I had. One guy told me he had driven from Belfast, which is about 128 kilometres or 75 miles, which is half the distance again that I had driven. What exactly had drawn us to this remote village in County Meath? And why are starling murmurations so attractive to us? After all, starlings are not the only species that murmurate. Just what is a murmuration? Well, simply put, it's a flock of birds gathering together to perform an aerial display before settling down for the night. But that's too simple an explanation for what is one of nature's most spectacular events. Another theory is that they watch each other in the hope of following the most healthy looking specimen the following day to discover the best source of food. It's also been suggested many times that starlings do it just for the sheer enjoyment of doing it, purely for fun and the pleasure it brings. Being a romantic at heart, I like this theory better than any other. But whatever it is that drives these birds to gather in such large numbers and perform these amazing aerial acrobatics, I leave to others to discover, and just remain thrilled that I have been privileged to have witnessed one of nature's great spectacles. I'll leave you today with just a short slideshow of starlings feeding on the ground and a parent bird bringing food to its chick in a nest box. Note the beautiful colours displayed when sunlight strikes these predominantly black birds at certain angles, like jewels against a velvet cloth. You might also like to check out the videos I have on this channel of two murmurations that I've already mentioned in Norber County Meath. Thanks again for watching Wildlife Wednesday, folks. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I'd be grateful if you'd give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And when you do, don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. Till next week, stay healthy, wash your hands, and continue to maintain social distancing. We're not out of the woods yet. Take care, folks. Bye.